Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a general or correct collective reading, so just be aware that parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, the time is perfect for you. Having said that, take a look at what was going on back when I posted this if it's been a while. That might give you further clarity as to your situation. We're beginning with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Knight of Swords, and he's rushing in. The Knights represent some sort of communication or information coming in. The Knight of Swords is, his element is air, and this represents our thoughts and mental intelligence, discipline of the mind. And this is a double-edged sword, so it also represents using your intuitive intelligence combined with your logic. And the Knight of Swords is rushing in. We can see he only has half the information because we don't see his whole sword, and we don't even know if he knows what the point of the information is. He's this helmet has a red flag waving out the back, which represents he's in an energy of almost like panic. It feels like he's running away from something or running to something through barren land with the wind is against him, and look how stressed out his horse is. So this is, in the old days, the communication, the only way they had of long distance communication was, to delivery by the night, riding a horse or whatever to the faraway kingdoms, waiting for the message and then returning it. These days we get information very much more quickly, and we can communicate with others with the click of a finger, basically. So this, could be actually a letter coming in the mail. It could be a phone call, a text message. Possibly you're on social media and someone messages you there. Or you see an event and you go to that event and you meet someone and they have the exact information that you've been wanting to find. That kind of energy. Also, the news is a really good idea, even if it's only for 5 minutes, just so that you can understand what's happening in the big picture. And then my cat is on my lap, and this is Stella. And she takes her job seriously. She woke up from the other room. I thought I might be doing this reading by myself, but no such luck. She takes her job very seriously. Her job is to purr and raise the vibration to a real high level. A cat's purr has a huge healing quality. And she has happy feet right now, and she's circling. So I apologize. I'm laughing because she's just so dedicated. All right, good girl. You may not be able to hear her purring because I've got a noise canceling mic on, but trust me, her motor is revving up for this reading. All right. Oh, what I was finishing saying is, the news in small pieces, because the news these days is just wild, and there's a lot happening out there. And, this is, we moved into the year of the fiery horse energy on February 17th. And that energy this is exactly what you don't want to do in this energy. So I'm going to point it out here. We're in the fire horse energy until February, I think, 6th of 2027. And this is it's a very inspiring energy. It makes you want to set really high goals for yourself, like achievements. It is free-spirited. In matters of love, it's very heartfelt and passionate. The danger of this energy is being impulsive and not having the information that you really need. And we're seeing a lot of that happening these days, people getting online and, tweeting away and then finding out the next day that their information that they were receiving it from was AI generated and wasn't the truth. And so we have to be really careful at this time before we go making judgments against other people, making sure that we have the correct information and not just half of it either. And impulsive energy is not a great thing at this time. It's a red flag. and this energy is talking about being in a position maybe where you are really pissed off at someone or whatever, and tweeting away, and then you regret it the next day. That kind of energy. we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is the pages were like the knights. They worked for the king and queen, and they would start very young, around 7 to 14 years of age, and they would deliver messages within the palace walls, basically, and do small tasks and apprentice there. They would come from families in the surrounding area, that were well-educated, higher society families, and sometimes even cousins, distant cousins of the royalty. Having said that, when they reached the age of 21, if they were still there and they were doing really well, and they had enough money to purchase a horse, they might be considered for knighthood. And so this Page of Wands, his element is the wand. The wand is made of wood, and it is very passionate. This is talking about having passion in life. So a real enthusiastic young man under the age of 21, or masculine energy, basically. This could be, these days now, a woman in her masculine energy as well as a male in masculine energy. There's a feather in his cap, and he is admiring his wand. He really, really admires his wand. So you have to take the information that he brings in with a grain of salt sometimes, because quite often he's thinking with his little head instead of his big head. And then we have conception here. And so, yes, this energy is talking about a project being launched, and it's already in motion on the spiritual realm and is coming in quickly here. So whatever is launched, and this might be the information that this person is running to let somebody know something about. It's running away from something more, though, I feel. We'll see. We're going to keep going here and just see what's going on. Now, this card is about conception. And this could actually be conception of a baby having happened. And you know what I said about the Page of Wands. So I'm just pointing that out as well. We have conviction beyond a doubt. This person has possibly run out of his house very quickly to be able to defend himself and defend his position on higher ground here. These other wands represent maybe the actions of other people, and he's protecting his heart with this wand. He has two different shoes on his feet. He's got a boot on one and a shoe on the other. So it's kind of like, was he in such a hurry that he didn't notice? Or sometimes this could be just representing someone who is straddled between two worlds here, and knows. This is a card like the person here he knows what he knows, and he's standing upon that conviction, and so he will defend his position. And then we have the energy here of the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is coming in here, and he is his element is the cup, and it's the same. This is about a communication coming in. The cups often represent romantic love, but they can represent love of other people, places, things that you love to be or do. I feel like in this situation with this energy here and the conception, this may be talking about there's something fishy going on in this relationship. Perhaps a child has been conceived. Who it's with, we're not sure. This is the information coming in could have something to do with that, or this could be, he just wants to ask someone out. That kind of, this energy is wanting, he has his eye on someone. He knows there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he has a fish in this cup, and that's the one he's focused on. But now with this information coming flying in like this, I'm wondering if this card can sometimes represent something stinks in your love life, like there's something fishy going on. And you know what happens to a fish if you pull it out of the water for too long, then it doesn't smell good after a while. We have the Justice coming in. Yeah, there's something going on here. And so this is talking about justice implies that someone's been wronged. Justice comes in from the spiritual realm and comes down to the physical. This veil behind her is representing the spiritual realm and the thin veil between the spiritual world and the physical world. And so it's talking about justice always starts in the spiritual level and comes down to earth. She's wielding this sword. This energy, you can see just the point is almost there, but not quite. And I feel like she's waiting to get this last bit of information. So maybe that's what's coming in. And she's ready to go in a moment's notice. Her right foot is forward. It's peeking out underneath her robe here. And this represents she's in her masculine energy and is ready to wield that sword at any moment. And this card can also talk about redemption. So, clearing karma and distributing karma. A lot of people feel that karma is punishment, but karma is actually cause and effect of your actions or inactions catching up with you. And sometimes it takes a long time for these actions to come up with you, or come be put into justice. That kind of, sorry, I'm tongue-tied here. So this is energy of talking. Sometimes you can have direct karma from the karma that you yourself, you've done something and you've caused karma for yourself. You can have indirect karma, and that indirect karma can be like involving your parents, your ancestors, your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather, your bloodline, something that happened that still has not been resolved as of yet before they passed over. And this also can talk about the people that you associate with. And then we'll have the karmic spaces, which are common karmic spaces that all human beings tend to fall into. So we have the Two of Swords here. The swords, again, they represent the element of your mind control, your discipline. And this person is trying to come to some sort of idea of what action to take. But she has a closed mind, it looks like. So she's having trouble deciding, should I do this or should I do that? Or it's my way or the highway. So it's not having a very open mind. And in this energy right now, an open mind is very beneficial. That we have the new moon. We have a new moon coming up on March 18th, and it's in Pisces. And that new moon is saying, keep an open mind. It could be very beneficial at this time. I'm doing readings. I just started doing, I just loaded the first 3. And I want to apologize for if you are looking for those readings, that for the astrological readings and you're watching this one. I have a lot of construction outside my place right now. So I'm having to kind of change my schedule to adapt to when the noise is less. I think it's going to calm down by next week. They rip down houses, and so it's really, really loud out there. Okay, so we have this energy. You can see from the body language, this person is leaking energy from her feet are turned out. So it's open energy leaking out. And this is causing a lot of distress, not knowing what to do here. We have a blindfold representing she can't see. And look at neither sword has the point showing here. So nobody really understands what the whole point of whatever this energy is coming in. There's a saying, because you have eyes, you cannot see. And so this is saying you need to go inward. And perhaps that's what she's doing, actually, is she's doing her best to go inward and has her arms crossed. The arms crossed over the heart like this is saying that she's protecting her heart and she's not open to letting anyone into her heart. Her right hand or right arm is holding her left arm back. So this represents that she's more in her logical mind than her intuitive. And perhaps she's like trying to defend herself against all the thoughts coming at her because she's trying to meditate here. The moon is here and she knows that's the best time to do it, but she's having trouble going inward and focusing. And there's a saying, because you have eyes, you cannot see. And this is like talking about a lot of times people will say, when I see it, I'll believe it, when I see it with my own eyes. But the problem here is that what you see with your own eyes is a very, very, very small part of the full spectrum of light. So every time you think you're seeing a lot, you're only seeing like around 5% of what's really happening around you. And so, your physical eyes can only see a very small portion of that light spectrum. So just because you don't see something doesn't mean it's not happening. That's the energy coming in here. And then we have the next card up is talking about the Knight of Swords, or the King of Swords, sorry. So maybe this is who this information is coming to. Maybe the king has sent this night out, and now he's rushing back, and this is as much as he could find out. Sometimes this energy can represent an investigation going on, or like private detective energy. It could be like, you know, sometimes I'm just getting FBI, CIA kind of energy, you know, that kind of like high up kind of, because this is the King of Swords here. So the King of Swords, it represents someone whose profession is using their mental intelligence, that has a strong discipline of their mind, knows how to use their logical and intuitive abilities combined. And this would be someone that, you know, uses their mind more than their hands, basically, you know, to earn a living. And so this could represent politicians. Many politicians would have this energy. They would be higher up. Like this could actually be a king. It could be you know, a president, a prime minister, that kind of, someone very high up in the government. It could represent, you know, the Senate or some, you know, like that kind of energy. Also, this could be an author with best-selling novels. This could be an influencer that speaks, you know, through the internet. We could have an energy of lawyers. There's a lot of lawyer energy here, legalese, that kind of, if this is a lawyer, he would be a lawyer that's high up in the, you know, like in a large firm, and he would be a partner of that firm for sure, like someone that's higher up. This could be a head prosecutor, judges, that kind of energy. And it could also be a surgeon. Surgeons sometimes are represented here using their intelligence and their ability with the, you know, with the knife. And what else? You know, that, well, you get the picture. It's that kind of energy. So that's what the King of Swords is very much aware, that words are very powerful, and words can either uplift people or they can be used as weapons. And especially in a court of law, you know, that kind of energy. And so the king is also aware that talk is cheap and actions speak louder than words. So if you don't back your words up with, you know, your word with action, then it really, your word becomes very meaningless. And so I'm building a pyramid here. This bottom line is the tools that you have, what's to deal with what's going on in your life at this time. And this is the first level. And now we're going to see what are the obstacles coming up. So we have this Three of Cups energy. And this Three of Cups energy is a card of celebration, but these three people are not celebrating each other. They're celebrating something that happened. None of them are looking at each other. They're all looking at the cups. And as I said, the cups often represent romantic love. And they don't have to. They can represent love of other kinds. But this card sometimes represents them celebrating something that happened. And this is an energy of gossip and slander sometimes. And sometimes if there was a third-party involvement, remember we have this stinky energy happening here, possibly. This could just be someone who's focused. This could represent online dating. But I feel like this, you know, like this energy, that these three are celebrating something. And like if it's romantic love, why is there three of them? That's my question. Plus, in many cultures, if you toast someone, in particularly in Europe, and you don't look them in the eye when you toast them, it brings 7 years of bad luck. They have a big superstition there. They'll freak out if you don't look them in the eye when you toast them. And it's like 7 years bad luck in my love life. Don't you dare. You look at me when you toast me. It's that kind of energy. So you have to really wonder, you know, that would kind of defeat the purpose, wouldn't it? If you're toasting. And then we have the Nine of Cups coming in. So in tarot, the Ten of Cups is the ultimate in fulfillment, and this with love. But this card is representing that you're highly favored to get there. You already have 9 cups available to you here. So this represents all kinds of love, like love for yourself, love for your family, love for your partner, love for your children, love for your pets, love for your community, love for your career, your clients. You know, you have it's a promise of having everything you wish for, basically, in that way. But you have to remember, if you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet. So this card is saying stay focused. You have to stay in the game. You have to make sure that, many a race is lost in the last lap. And you may notice this is sitting right on this justice and this closed mind energy. And this energy right here, I don't want to take them down this way because you won't be able to see it. I just realized. But you notice how this energy and this energy are very similar. They both have their feet turned out. He has his arms crossed, but he's more making an infinity symbol down here. He's not protecting his heart here or closing his heart up. He's willing to receive. But the energy is very similar. And this is talking about, he's very, highly favored to receive this. This can represent a public figure like we were talking about, and it's sitting on this sword energy or right by it. So there could be a lot of talk about you if you're this figure, or someone associated with you. And this is, are these cups like from the past and they're behind him on a shelf, or are they above his head? It's hard to tell. Or are they forward and he's behind them here? He's a little bit uncomfortable because everybody's celebrating, but he hasn't completed he hasn't completed the race yet. And many a race is lost in the last lap. So this is an energy of making sure that you stay, you cross that finish line. Again, by not burning yourself out and going too fast and not having the facts, and then having to do things all over again and apologize to a bunch of people that you tweeted and that kind of energy. And this card's been coming in to a lot of the readings again here. This is talking about a never-ending nightmare. This energy is something that's reoccurring and that you want to get out of. Like, it's not like this is an end of a cycle. The 9 is saying, like, you would rather have what you wish for than what you're going through right now. Basically, they're sitting right side by side here. So this energy is talking about maybe whatever this partner or this person in your love life has been doing has really affected you in a negative way. And you might be like trying to find the truth of the situation. Now, sometimes this can represent someone waking up in the wee hours of the morning. Generally between 2 and 4 in the morning is when Holy Spirit comes over us, and we might have a dream. Your ancestors might be trying to connect with you to say, hey, pay attention. There's something you need to pay attention to here. They'll quite often come through in our dreams. And that's, you sat up and now you're trying to remember the dream. This quilt represents the cosmic symbols on it represent that you're covered by the universe here. But you're probably going to have to get out of bed and do something about it, that kind of energy. But this can talk about receiving enlightenment, from the Most High, so that you can get through whatever this situation is. Sometimes it can just talk about really being bored. And so this bored energy might have caused someone in your love life, who thinks with his little head to step out and maybe has, oh, sorry, my cat just knocked the camera. Stella, don't be a pain in the butt here. So then we have the 9 of Pentacles coming in. Interesting, we have a 9, and a 9. 9. If you're in Germany, 9, no, no, no. Maybe someone from Germany is saying, no, 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 don't tell the King of Swords this. This sometimes can represent a lawyer. So it's interesting. This is talking about the 369. If you've ever heard of Nikola Tesla, he's a genius, and he talked about this ratio of 369 and how if you understood the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe, and that's represented by the falcon here. This card is representing a pre-Empress energy, and what I mean by that, this is someone who is about to approach Empress status. She is like the Empress has all 4 the qualities of all 4 queens wrapped into one person, and so this energy is talking about having the foresight to understand the 369 ratio, and that she's got her hands always on 6 pentacles, because those 6 pentacles represent her ability to move forward, and always have that for herself, like for her own needs, for her business, to run her home, all of that energy. And then these 3 represent coin that she's not as holding on to it as close. This one could maybe represent more risky investments. This one Could be maybe charity and maybe a slush fund in case some, shift goes wrong and maybe family members need help. This figure is dressed very much like the Empress, and because she's pre-Empress energy. And you become an Empress in the tarot by having enough life experience and going through enough shift that, you are very knowledgeable in many ways. And what's interesting to me here is she's sitting right on this conviction beyond a doubt. And the Empress is said to be pregnant with possibilities. And so this can represent a pregnancy card. And we have conception right before it. And we have the Page of Wands, the conception. We have conviction beyond a doubt, when you know what you know. We have this card here of possible pregnancy. And we have something fishy in your love life. And we have these three celebrating some action that's happened here. I think they're celebrating you being in this energy because they want these pentacles. That's the energy I'm picking up. Yeah, and especially if it's Stella. She's circling. She's in the zone, so I apologize, but she's purring away here, and she's got happy feet. For whatever reason, she has to circle every once in a while. When she gets like this, though, it's talking about the energy in the reading. And like she gets up and she leaves, and she doesn't like the energy coming in here. So we'll see. She left it, this card here. She's my barometer. So this is talking about the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is considered to be like the sexiest queen. She's a natural beauty. She has a sunny disposition shown by the sunflower in her hand here. And she is known to be like, she follows the sun. Like she's got, the sun represents happiness and also the energy of God. So she's on her divine path. And this veil behind her represents the same veil basically that's here, representing the spiritual and physical. So she really has a really good ability to be able to use her intuition and her logic to come to creative solutions for any problem. She is also, her element, of course, is the wand, the fire. She, all of the face cards in the for the wands in the tarot have like this bright yellow tunic with the salamanders going in a circle and a lion on it. And this represents protection from fire. The only one that doesn't have this is the Queen of Wands, because she commands the fire. She sets the tone. And so quite often there's a lot of gossip about her because people are, these other women are jealous of her energy, because she's just, really very chill, very chilled out person. But she's aware of what's going on, and she's a very powerful manifester. She doesn't believe in suspicion. So this black cat represents that. She figures any problem that comes up, she will be able to find a solution for it. And then we have the wounded warrior energy. So yeah, like this is talking, like, look at this. This is, this is an interesting energy. Because, like it's almost like the same figure, but the clothes are in a different order. Like this is talking about like these 8 wands of conception that have been launched, have landed. And this is someone who is a wounded warrior, and they're like, I'm getting this energy is sitting right on here, because this Page of Wands is wondering like if maybe he didn't just screw up his life, literally, because there may be a baby coming on the way here. And it may be, it doesn't feel like it's someone that he's married to, that's for sure. But it might be someone that's married to the King of Swords. The King of Swords is representing an energy of, the King of Swords is representing an energy of like, someone that could be getting a divorce. This could be a divorce lawyer. We'll see. We don't want to jump to any conclusions here, but it's kind of starting to read that way a little bit. This could represent the energy of, being like, oh, what are we going to do about this situation? If this is actually pregnancy and you know it for sure now. And this is someone that is a queen, and this is someone that's, almost maybe going to be a knight. and, has a headache, basically. Ooh, okay. And look at that. Like that's 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. All the nines are out here. Nines represent the end of a cycle. Boom, 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 boom. So this is the energy. Wow, maybe this is the gossip about this happening. And now this energy here is like, oh. That's what I feel so, because I've never seen that before, where you have 9, and this energy, look at this, like 9 of cups, 9 of swords, 9 of pentacles, 9 of wands, and it's a queen, and it's sitting on this conception energy with a young man. Yikes. Okay. Oh, but then there's the King of Wands. So this could be the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Yikes. Okay, so this could represent the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands are a couple. And this could just be information coming in that there is a pregnancy. The King of Wands is also considered to be the sexiest king of them all, and really charming. And maybe this is an energy, he wants to marry this woman because she's now pregnant and he considers her his empress. But why is there so much panic over this? We don't know yet. We're going to look into it. There's a lot of gossip. And look at, now we have the 10 of Wands coming in. Whoa, what is this about? So this is a heavy load here. And the interesting thing about the King of Wands is, like, you see this on the background, it's that tunic that I'm talking about. And he has protection from fire. But this is also, could be talking, like, I noticed this and now I can't unsee it. It's almost like there's a face here. And this is the nose, and there's smoke coming out the 2 eyes, and this is smoke coming out of the mouth. So this could mean he's just smoking hot. But it also can mean that where there's smoke, there's fire. And the King of Wands, he can sometimes, like, he's a visionary, so he's always looking into the future, and he loves the new. He loves to tackle new projects all the time. And sometimes this energy can say where there's smoke, there's fire. Because he is that way, he's this energy. Sometimes it takes him a long time to mature, and he's still playing the field. So this might represent an energy of someone outside of this relationship being pregnant. This is a heavy burden to carry. And this is the fruit of his loins, basically, that he has to deal with this energy now. Look how it's all here, And this too. Whew, there's some gossip happening. So this is going to be very public. And if this is a king energy and a queen energy, and there's a baby out of wedlock, yay. Oh, and then we have the 10 of Swords coming in. What the heck? This is a wild reading. Like, okay, so like this is like the 9's talking about, the energy is talking about it's the end of this cycle. And then the 10 is talking about, like, this is the end of this cycle. Like, this is winding up and now it's the end. And it's talking about rebirth. Because when you break 10 down, 1 plus 0 equals 1. And so this is now talking about a rebirth and a new beginning. And this is being heavily sabotaged. I'm wondering if the king found out that his partner was with someone else and that the baby that she's carrying is not his. Yikes, that could be a problem, and there would be a lot of gossip and people knowing about it. That would be a very big concern because, hey, for one thing, if the king is actually a real king, and that would be like they would have to test the DNA of the baby to make sure it was part of the royal bloodline. So it's not something you would get away with that easily. And so this is talking about being sabotaged to the point where, it could be over a decade. Like this baby might, because if you're not an actual king, you may not have done a DNA test like you would have to if it was actually the bloodline of royalty. But having said that, this information coming in, and I just saw a documentary about Princess Di, which is really interesting because it said that on her maternal bloodline that she has Armenian blood. And this is a marker that is only passed down through the maternal bloodline, and that Spencer energy carries that. I just watched that last night, and it's kind of interesting because it says, like, basically way back, like 7 generations earlier, that this was hidden, and but you can't hide the DNA, and it's a very rare marker that showed up in the DNA of, and what was interesting is when they went back through the genealogy of it, that the Spencer energy was actually more royal than the actual UK energy. Now, this could all be misinformation, but it was a documentary I saw, and I didn't have a chance to check it out. But I mean, this is a reading, and I'm just putting it out there that it might have something to do with DNA. But it's interesting because it's like this, the king and the queen here. I'm not. This is probably just representing 2 people that are in partnership that are, doing really well in life, and maybe they're both, one or both of them are public figures, and maybe this happened like a decade ago, and because like you're not king and queen, you wouldn't do the DNA. Like you don't have to do a DNA test, right? But maybe one has been done now because there was suspicions or something like that, and now this is the information coming in. Wow, like some sort of energy, because I was picking this up, like, look at this is the beginning, right at the very beginning of this energy, and it keeps coming up in this reading, and for it to be like 9999, and then now we're into the tens. And so this is being sabotaged behind his back, like energy. This is a heavy load to bear. This is talking about, this could be, a lot of people know about this, and this is being left unalive, after being sabotaged by, it could be like 10 times by someone, or 10 different people, or 10 different groups kind of energy. This is like wild energy, but this is a blessing in disguise, because when the Hierophant comes in to bring justice to the 3D, it comes from the spiritual realm, and his hand is in this form of a blessing. So sometimes this card is talking, this energy is ending now. This cycle is over, and it's going to be done. And you're going to find out that this is a blessing in disguise if you're in this position. Wow. Really different energy. I've never read the cards quite like this before. This is the moon coming in, and isn't that weird? Like, it's just that's what I'm talking about. The communication coming in a different. I don't know if that information about Princess Di's her mother. It's her mother's bloodline, basically, that down the maternal line, and it's a marker that is only held in the maternal line. So a male energy, like her sons don't carry that. It's only the female energy that can pass that on to because it's in the mitochondria of the cell. So this energy is talking. Was something that was hidden for years, and they didn't even know about it, right? But if you did a DNA test, all of a sudden this energy shows up, like from 7 generations back. And so that's the kind of like surprise that can sometimes happen when DNA testing is done. Sometimes people find out that, they were actually adopted and they weren't told that, or, that they're not anywhere near from where they were said, or that they find out that their father is really not their father. That's the kind of energy we're in here right now. And so there's been some illusions here that are coming to light. with that eclipse energy that we were just through, I feel like that's what this energy is representing. And so this is talking about this lobster has to come out of the water and be really brave to go on this path here, because there's a domestic dog and a wolf howling at the moon, and he has to hope he can get past them, and stay on this path. And this is talking about like eclipse energy, because we have the sun, the full moon, and the new moon here. This is exactly the energy that we were just in, like we're moving out of it just now. Really wild. I've never seen it. And then look at like part daylight in the dark here. Really, really, really interesting energy. I'm bringing it up because, as I said, this is whether or not this is AI generated, and it's not, all, because I've never heard that about the princess died before, so that could be very inaccurate information. But it's coming up in the reading about the DNA part of it, and it could be something that is carried by the maternal line, because the mitochondria does not lie in a cell. It just does not. So really, really different energy. And then we have here the Eight of Pentacles. And so this energy is representing making money. Like this is the one card. It's not so much about lifestyle here as it is here. This is more about actually being hard at work, making money. So this person is actually working on a coin. And that's the only card in the tarot where they're actually working on the coin. And it's either 6 coins are done and they're working on the 7th and there's only 1 to go, or they're on the first one and it's a new project and there's, this is the 2nd coin and 6 more to go. This is saying that you've been very focused. So maybe the king was very focused on work and his partner had a tryst. I'm getting the word tryst. I'm gonna have to look that up. What is a tryst? I know it's like I had to look up dalliance, like all these fancy words for cheating. Oh, and look at this. Now we have the Three of Wands, and so the Three of Wands is representing. Sometimes this is representing someone. He's standing on the precipice of change, and he's wanting to. This is water and there's ships sailing by, and he wants to hop on one of them babies and just get the heck out of here. That might be this person here, because I don't think this king is going to be very happy if this is not his child, if a DNA test comes in. And so, but this can represent even the king energy here, saying, hey, I want to, once I get this information, and remember, this is probably not a real king. We're talking about regular, everyday people, but it's in that energy. And so this is like, sometimes this card for me can be like leaving a couple, like not being a couple anymore and going single because of the energy that's here. And it could be like, well, you were, like if you're this king, while you were hard at work, to support your family, your partner was busy with someone else kind of energy. And then there comes the damn disappointment in love. Of course, this card never lies. Like it always is. This always comes out just like gossip. People that are in this energy, like people, they say, what is it? Like great minds talk about products, about what things to build, shift to build, and smaller minds talk about other people. And generally it's the people that are busy building shift. And this is talking, I feel this is definitely saying there's been a disappointment in love. Yikes. And there's the 3 cups there. There's the 3 cups here. One of these people could easily, or maybe all of them could be involved. Who knows? And then this energy, like that's what, oh, yeah. This is a messy situation, I feel. And like this energy here is talking like there's a 3rd cup in this relationship and he's disappointed and he does not want to take another cup. And this cup, sometimes if there was a 3rd party in the relationship, sometimes this can represent a pregnancy. Like what more beautiful gift could you be given than a baby, except if it's not yours, basically. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why he's like in this position and not wanting to accept it. Wow. And like that's kind of like this energy is just speaking. That's kind of the scenario. Yay, yay, yay. Oh. Now all the eights are coming out. What's with this? We've got the eights, now we've got the Eight of Pentacles and we've got the Eight of Swords. Well, I guess the energy is dissipating a little bit if we've got a couple of eights in here and we have the Eight of Wands here. Yeah, like I've never seen a reading quite like this where there's all the tens, the nines are coming out, first, and then the tens and now the eights. So this energy is talking about really being in a situation that you can't see a way out, basically. And so this is being in a mental prison and really needing to resolve this. And these these seven swords behind her can represent what was going on behind the back. And remember, this could represent the king here, deciding, what am I going to do about this? And her, they could be both of them deciding, what am I going to do if he finds out, and that kind of energy. There's a lot of energy here. There's been a lot of tears here. And it's kind of like, at one point, I think there was way more water. The water represents emotions. So these thoughts are all behind, if this is the king having these thoughts, and he didn't know what to do. When this information comes in, he'll know exactly what he'll do. He'll walk away. That's the energy. And the other two, I guess they'll have to deal with whatever is happening. But this is saying it's coming in soon. And this could be, and I feel this is the King of Wands energy. And he's like, if this energy is, he feels duty bound because this might be his baby. He has to find out, kind of. He needs the truth to know what he needs to do. And that's the one sword left here, is finding the truth. And that's when the justice will come in, because the truth is going to come out for sure in this situation. And this is talking like the right foot is already forward on dry land. And I feel like the emotion has dissipated, like the shock is worn off. And it's kind of like, okay, we got to figure out what to do with this and get a DNA test and make sure. And, you can also get like DNA tests now for paternity reasons while the baby is still, while you're still pregnant too. And then there's a major transition after this. And so this could represent the end of this relationship. And I mean, we could see this coming for sure, right? This transition energy. So this is talking about death of the relationship and birth and rebirth, basically, is what I'm getting. And so the king is now like trampled. And so this isn't usually representing like a real king, but I feel like this might be his emotional state, And we're seeing that in the world right now. Just that it's talking about the monarchy, like that kind of energy being like something that you thought would never shift. That it's been the one, something steady that it's been there ever since I've been born. It's been there for, for the people in England forever, right? Like the monarchy. And so it's something that they kind of have a reliance on, that, that's the one thing that you can count on. But now, besides, death and taxes, basically. And so this is like, even that's changing. So a lot of people right now on the planet are feeling like almost like the rug's been pulled out from under them, because it's like what they thought isn't. This represents the light at the end of the tunnel, though. So this energy coming in, and hey, a baby's always a gift coming in. They're a gift from God, regardless of how they come in. But this is talking about, like, some people do not want to see this change. And yet these youngsters here, this little one here is offering a flower to the Grim Reaper. And this is representing the new bloom of life coming in. And so this is it's a real confirming this energy again. We have the marriage here. So this is talking about, this card is representing commitments in marriage and that kind of energy. And we have, like if you're not involved in a situation like this could represent a partnership or something that you're in, because the wands can this is the beginning of fulfillment from a commitment. And so the commitment could be, a commitment you have with yourself. It could, but quite often it's talking about a marriage commitment, or it could be a commitment in business or some sort of energy around that kind of thing. So this is talking about the beginning stages of commitment. So to put it into context, This would be like you had the down payment and you bought the castle, to buy the castle, but you still have to make the mortgage payments. You've proposed or been proposed to, and the answer is yes. You're planning the wedding, but then you're going to have to work energetic, you're going to have to put your energy into the relationship, the marriage. And then I was wondering if this card was going to come up because it's disappointment also in your pentacles. And so this energy is talking about why I've been putting all this work into these pentacles, hard at work, and this is all I have. Like, so this is saying that you've been working on something, and and you're realizing this hasn't even been worth my time whatsoever. Look at my lifestyle the way it is. It's nothing like I want it. I'm in this situation here. It's that kind of energy. And it could talk about this card sometimes, because now we're starting to see some legal situations, possibilities come in. A conviction beyond a doubt could be like a prison sentence, This card here can represent actual prison, like a physical prison. This can represent like lawyer energy because of it, and the court energy. And someone almost being unalived here, like the effort that a bunch of people put in to bring this person into this situation. So there is some energy around that kind of energy. And this can be, why would this happen? Follow the money. This is the energy, because it's talking about, hey, there's some money missing here, or I'm doing something wrong. And now it's kind of like, well, yeah, well, you were busy working. This was going on behind your back. And a lot of people knew about it, and there might have been a lot of involvement of a lot of people. Who knows, and so if this is a business thing in particular, and it's about the pentacles, then you need to take a look at who's been working, you've been working with, who your competition is, like what's going on behind your back, basically. Because this is a calculated effort to get this is a lot of money. I mean, we're like right here, we've got like 9 of Pentacles, there's only 10. This is generational wealth. This is like, the kind of wealth that you pass down from one generation to the next. It's a legacy. And then we have the Hierophant coming in. There he is with his blessing. So this is saying this is going to be a blessing when the truth comes out. It might not be easy to listen to, but it's really, it can talk about not only maybe was your wife, spouse, or husband, because remember these roles can be reversed. The king can be a woman in her masculine energy, and the queen can be a male in his feminine energy. While the cat's away, the mice will play kind of energy. And this is talking about the Hierophant. This can represent traditional structure in a religious sense, cardinals, popes, bishops. So it's talking about the moralities of the situation being judged. And then also this can, if you're a spiritual person, it could be representing you just go straight to God, to source energy without a go-between. But then this energy comes down to earth, and this is talking about the actual legal, traditional court systems in the world, to put law and order into place. And we have this blessing, and so this is going to be a blessing in disguise for you to find out the truth rather than living a life of illusion. Wow. And then we have the King of Cups coming in. And yay. So the King of Cups is wanting to offer this cup of love. And so this could represent, someone who has the exuberance of this energy when he's with this Queen of Wands energy. This cup of love could be representing someone or it could be representing the King's energy. Actually, we have 3 kings here. So this 3 kings could be representing Emperor energy. That makes sense. That's what it is. Okay, so this is, I feel like this is the partnership, and it's talking about, this energy was just saying this is what's going on. Someone's pregnant here. It's not necessarily this person. And maybe this is the person that this King of Wands is like, oh, well, I'm going to go and see ya. I've got a divorce lawyer here, and I'm entering that Emperor energy, and I'm going to offer my cup of love to this Empress energy. Could be something like that. It's hard to say here. They can represent, these energies are archetypes, so they can represent more than one person and different sides of a story. Every single card here in the tarot has either, like a positive or negative connotation to it. So really, so that's why reading between the lines, basically. And so this is the Page of Pentacles coming in with the information now. What about the Pentacles here? So this is talking about where is this missing money? And that information is coming in. And then look at the top, we have the sun shining on all of this. So this is saying this is God's plan, that this would come to light. And that this energy and this energy, I feel, are both. She's turning into Empress energy. He's turning into Emperor energy because of all the bullshit that's been going on here. And so, on some level, it may have been. Oh, it might even be this person's partner that got someone pregnant, and that would be wild, wouldn't it? That would cause a lot of gossip. So in any case, the sun is coming out, whatever scenario, because, this is a general collective reading. So there's many scenarios here. Unfortunately, this is not uncommon energy at all. So this is shedding light on the whole situation. And eventually it's saying that, if you were wronged in this way and there's a lot of gossip and you've been concerned about it, that the truth is coming out. And that you were meant to be a happy person and that you were meant to have a happy life, and that's on its way. There's a cup of love coming in for you after all of this is settled. And it's also elevated you to a position of Emperor and Empress status, which you wouldn't have raised your vibration to without having all this happen. It's just crazy. So this is the page. We're going to go from the bottom to the top and back down. The Page of Wands. Someone's in this, it doesn't have to be this age, but in that bracket, like feeling this way. The Wounded Warrior. This is worried about this pregnancy, though. I can feel like this is like having a headache. This is a big headache, really. Babies are never really a headache, but they might seem like it if you're in this situation. And then this is the King of Wands, and I feel like the king is looking into this, and this relationship with the Queen of Wands is over. The marriage is over. The Page of Pentacles energy is coming in and talking about there's also money missing. The truth is totally coming out. God's plan is in place. So if you've been on your divine path, then a new cup of love is coming out. This is going to be a blessing in disguise. You can you'll leave this relationship and move forward into another one more satisfying. Your hard work is going to pay off, and if someone's been playing behind the scenes illegally with your money, this could be identity theft, fraud, money laundering. It could be a bazillion things, and all the gossip is now going to be turned on this energy. The people involved in this are going to be the ones that have the headache, not the King of Wands. And this is talking, I feel like this is a divorce lawyer for sure kind of energy. And so, yeah, if you are ready, if you've had enough of this reading and you're ready to say, okay, I know enough here. This is more than I can take. I understand. This is a real different, this is a wild story. This could be a movie for sure. And so if you're leaving the energy here, thank you for showing up, and consider subscribing if you resonate. You would be more than welcome on my channel, and also give it a like and comment if you've gotten some value. I would really appreciate it. It helps me to build my channel. I'm going to clarify now for those of you who want clarification. Are you sure you want clarification? Okay, I am. I want to see what happens here. This is like watching a movie. All right, so now we're going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I finished this in 2020. There's 64 paintings. I worked on it from 2007. I'm getting ready to bring the deck out now. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings in the order that they are in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. In the description box below, I will put them in the order they appear here. So if you want to check it out, you can. It might give you for clarity. I don't know how much clarity you want, but here we go. Okay, so this is talking, use your intuition. Discipline of the mind can be reckless, W-R-E-C-K. You can have reckless abandon. This is not this energy here. This is would have been abandoned. So whatever your intuition was telling you about this information coming in, it's saying that, yeah, you're discipline your mind and you'll get to the answer. You're very intuitive during the cycles of the moon, so use that intuition. We have the energy of the Taurus energy here. This is toddler energy, and Venus. And Venus moved into the sign from Pisces, which was all dreamy and everything's okay, to, hey, we've got a baby here. That's what it turned into. And so Taurus is talking about the Venus energy is ruled, like Taurus is ruled by Venus. And this is talking about the give and take in relationships, and also the energy of being not that good at it, not being at this level, that's for sure. But Taurus rules the pentacles. So this is, if you ever ask a toddler to share, they might throw a temper tantrum. And so it's that kind of energy. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of immature energy here, is what I'm saying about the give and take in life. And so when these symbols or these signs come in, the horoscope signs in a general reading, I just want to be clear that I'm not identifying a Taurus did it or any other sign. What I am dealing with is, okay, what is the state of being of this sign? And what can we learn from it? Because that's my intention for my readings. Although, like, if this, you could say, oh, no, it was a Taurus. Well, then it's okay. Like, trust your intuition on that. I just want you to know that's not my intention. Okay, so we have Pride coming in here. Yeah, so, this is a karmic space, and, this is about being swayed by really, oh, you're wonderful, like, aren't you wonderful, like saying, like, building someone's pride up, like that kind of energy. And quite often when people are go with a third party, it's that energy where they want that verification that they're all that, basically. This is maybe they don't feel like they're getting any of that at home, so this all or nothing energy. The Earth Star energy is about manifesting with your sacral chakra, which is sometimes able, not just projects and creativity, but can actually, your sacral chakra definitely can produce a baby. We have the Scorpio energy, who is the sexual gladiator. Like this, I mean, come on. This is, pretty accurate. If you wanted clarity, you're getting it. So yeah, this energy of the Scorpio energy is about uniting people instead of conquering. But I feel like this is also talking more about the sexual energy that was in this reading, causing all sorts of gossip. We have the sun coming in on this energy, saying like an open mind would benefit you at this time, and also that the sun is shining light on it. So the truth is coming out, and you will know the truth, and it's coming in pretty quick here. We have surrender. So this energy of surrender can be surrendering to God's plan. And it also can be like your ancestors may have been like yelling at you from across the veil. You need to take a look at this. Justice needs to come in. And then we have wishing for what you want. That energy, when you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it. So, this card about wanting your wishes to come true. It's talking about you have to have a strong attitude, and you have to put your energy in and have a good attitude about it to bring the wish into being. Then we have the devil energy. I was wondering when this dude was going to show up. Yeah, there was a lot of temptation here, and yeah, his promises didn't pan out quite the way that he promised. When the devil energy comes up, it's temptation. So someone clearly got tempted here. And that's clarification on that. I'm going to cover the devil because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. And I'm going to see what other energy came in. Abuse of power. So someone was abusing like their power. So it might be, you have power over someone because they love you. And because they love you, they don't see the situation clearly because they don't want to see it. and you abuse their kindness or you abuse their love for you to get what you want, kind of energy. Yeah, and it's not working out so well. We have the Chariot, so this is saying it's been judged. It's in the spiritual realm, and it's coming down pretty quick here. And this can also talk about, if there's legalities, can talk about law and order coming in, like the police energy. This is having the strength and the integrity. Now, what is this sitting on? See this missing money? Having the courage, because you might not be so happy about what you hear, about where this money went, what was going on. Yeah, it's making me burp. Like, it's actually, I can feel like this energy of, an unsettled stomach. Like, it's actually something that makes you want to vomit, that kind of energy, when you find out what happened here with your money. So this is, and your lifestyle, and what was going on behind your back, possibly while you were busy working. And this is talking about people going after worldly and otherworldly desires, like wanting someone else's life. You need to give yourself permission to go after your authentic desires, but not follow your desires to be inauthentic. That's the energy I'm picking up here. This is destruction. Like, I'm getting this. This is more than just this couple involved. There's a lot of energy. There's been a lot of gossip. It's going to affect a lot of people. But in the end, God is promising that you can anticipate having a strong outcome for you. If you've been following God's plan and you've been in that energy, this has raised your status to Empress and Emperor energy, which means that you will really reach this high level of success and have like that love you want, and have that, the promise of what you wished for when you were little, kind of energy. So in the end, it does have a happy ending for the people that were on the straight and narrow. For the other ones, yikes, it's a mess. Let's just say it's very messy. All right. It's like when you turn on the news right now and you watch another, like there's something else coming out about those files. Are you serious? And so that's the kind of energy we're in on the planet right now. Stay on the straight and narrow. Follow God's path as best you can, because then you'll be on a foolhardy energy and you can anticipate a good outcome. All right, I've had enough of readings for today. They've all been kind of like, they've been interesting though, I have to say that. I've enjoyed them because they're so interesting, but they're like really showing two sides of a story in most of them, in most of my readings in the last couple days. So it's interesting, but it's kind of like, oh, these are real people's lives that this is happening to. Yikes. All right, so give this a like and comment if you've enjoyed it. I really would appreciate it. Subscribe if you resonate. I would be honored if you did so. I will be back with another daily reading for you again tomorrow. I have to wake you up, little kitty. You're a good purr.